Don't get you slipping now. All right. Portable DAC amp. Portable DAC amp. Portable DAC amp. Portable Bluetooth DAC amp. I'm sure you know what they are if you're watching this channel. If you've never seen this channel before, hey, I'm Zeos. This is what the fuck I do. Anime girls, weird heads, things. So, what I have here is the Xduoo XD-05 Plus. Now, you dig way back in the Wayback Machine, you pull out the XD-05, and it won my shootout. I had a couple amp DACs, and this was the one I liked the most. And that was like 1.5 to 2 years ago? I don't actually know. And it won because it was a monster. And it was good enough to use as a desktop amp. It should be here. But times have changed. And so when they brought out the Plus, I was all ready to be like, oh yeah, what do they do to it? It's exactly the same. But it's not. It's better. It is an improved version. You can get this for around $200. This is about $260. 1 watt of power at 32 ohm. 1 watt per channel. That's enough for argons. In fact, we're going to hook the argons up. In fact, this being the THX monolith, which with the amazing little knob that turns, and I have a 1/4" adapter on it. We'll talk about it for a second. I did a direct comparison. Argons on this versus this, and the fucking Plus wins. The end. Do I have to keep going with this review? No? Great. That said, I have hooked up the THX to other more sensitive things, and there might be a little, it's so close, it's hard to tell. This is obviously not a THX product, and that is a cull sticker on there. My old one, I put a CAD-DCOM sticker on. It was a big blank space, and this one I put a cull sticker on, because otherwise it's just a big blank silver slate, and I don't like that. I'll tour the unit. Let's tour the unit, shall we? Step number 1. This is the only portable you'll fucking find with a 1/4" jack. Now, I know what you're going to say. If you don't know my opinion on this, I'm going to say it again. Zeus, why the hell would I need a 1/4" jack? I'm going portable. But here's the deal. 3.5mm jacks break. You put a 3.5mm in there and you go kunk, and you fuck up not only the thing you've plugged in, but the jack. And then you know what this becomes? A garbage. But a 1/4" jack, here's what you do. Now it has a 3.5mm jack. And then if you go kunk, guess what breaks? This thing. So you take another one out and you put it in there. Because 1/4" jacks are pretty fucking resilient. So right off the bat, A+, love it. I wish it was a little bit recessed so you could actually plug one of those adapters in and have it stick out. But I am okay with it being a 1/4" jack. It's just a more robust jack. I was hoping beyond all hope, maybe it'll be an XD-06 and that'll be balanced 4.4 Pentacon. But it's not right now. So this is still a single-ended DAC amp and it's only got one plug. Boom, right there, 1/4" stop. We have 3 switches down here. Boost, which I had to look up because I couldn't hear a difference when I switched boost, and apparently that is an impedance matching thing. So you actually, it says something weird. It's like, increases the thrust of the signal, and I'm like, what? And yeah, so that's what that does. Then you've got a bass boost switch, which I have complained a lot in the past about bass boost switches. Sometimes they do too much, and sometimes they do too much. And this doesn't do too much. It might reach up a touch too high in the frequency gain. Like, it must push up to about 120 hertz, gets a little bit of a boost. And it's very nice, it's very subtle. I don't think it beats the Oppo Hot 2 as my favorite bass boost of all time, because it was just like a crazy 10 decibel boost of 30, and then it slowly ramped down to about 80, 90, and it was like, ah. So this is just, it warms things up. I have my Audio-Technica 82000X, and those need a bass boost, and you flip that switch, and it's just so. And then followed by a gain switch that has 3 positions. Now, low gain and medium gain are very close, almost to the point of, if you have to run on medium gain, just put it to low gain. But if you go from medium gain to high gain, well here, let's just Is America still playing? Hold on. Oh, by the way, I am feeding the back. We should probably go to the back in a second. I want to demo the there we go. This is half. Low gain. Medium gain. High gain. It just gets louder. It gets severely louder on high gain. This knob is both your volume control with a very small indicator in black, which is weird because it's black on the black one. This is the old one. The old one was available in pure black or this all in silver and then black fascia, which made sense to keep the knob black. But now the new one is all silver with a black knob. I'm not going to cry about that. And that is your on-off switch. You literally go, comes on, the little screen says Xduoo audio welcome, and then it tells you no signal, optical is the input set, battery life's about half. We got to talk about battery life in a bit because it varies based on what input you're using. It varies greatly based on what input you're using. And this is it. It goes, I've never, since I've had this, and I've had it for about a week and a half, I have never gone past 12 o'clock on the volume knob. If I have to go past 12 o'clock, I set up the gain and then I turn it down. Up, down, up. So it's one of those, be careful, because low gain doesn't go low enough and high gain is a watt. So if you're using IEMs or something really delicate, no, don't ever touch that gain switch. The switches on this have differed. This used to be input, bass, and gain. And now this is boost, bass, and gain. And I thought because they changed it from input being a three-way switch to being a button on the side, because this also had buttons on the side. Buttons on the side of this one were display, SRC, and filter. Now they're input, SRC, and filter. So you can't shut off this display. This one you used to be able to shut the display off and it'll just become a little pinhole LED. And this one is just, you have the display, fuck off. The inputs you can choose from are optical, USB in, auxiliary in, coaxial input, and optical input. So you get 4. The back of the unit. So those are the input, SRC, which only affects when you're using coaxial digital or fiber optic. It will up convert. So if I plug this in, hold on, we're trying to get around the unit. We're still trying to do this. It says 48 kilohertz because that's what's currently playing on my machine. If I hit this, it says source 48. Hit it again, it says source 96. Hit it again, it says source 192. So it will upscale to 192 if you wanted it, or just show 48. So those are basically, you get 4 options. I'm plugging that again. And then filter. Slow roll-off, high pass, ultra fixed roll-offs, slow, brick wall, constitutional roll-off, all that bullshit. I could never hear the difference in any of those. And I've listened on many devices. If you can hear the difference between the different filter setups, please tell me what song you're listening to, what headphones you're listening to it, and how long it took you to figure that shit out. Because every time I switch to filter, it's just like, yep, still sounds like music to me. And I'm no golden ears, but I do hark on that shit. I'm like, why is this every option and I can't hear it? Tell me why. What frequencies is it fixing? Where? Go, please. So you can switch between them. They're in the book and blah, blah, blah. That is the side and the front. That has vent holes. That has nothing. That has nothing. The back. Here's where the biggest improvements came. Still auxiliary in and out on the left, same as here. So if you set it to auxiliary in, you get an input. You don't set it to auxiliary in, you're using this as a DAC, you get an output. In fact, I'm going to hook it up in a second to this balanced K&I HA6, and we're going to power those $3,000 focals off the DAC in this. Now, instead of this giant USB-A male that's buried in there, that was the weirdest, like, a couple of units had that. And it was like, why the fuck would you OTG that? USB-C. Two large LEDs instead of 2 little tiny LEDs. The charge port goes from a USB micro to another USB-C. And then your digital in on the side is a combination coaxial digital, or you can get one of these fiber optics adapters. They look like this. And you can turn any fiber optic cable into a 3.5 millimeter. And then you plug it in and then set to optical and then 44.1, and it's running. That's how I'm using it right now. It does support, if you go USB, full DSD, full everything. Like 384. When you plug something in USB, you install the drivers for it, and just everything. Oh my God, I have so many options. Me personally, 24.192, 24.96 is enough. Welcome to Z Reviews, the channel where 24.192 is enough. Everything in RMAF was set to 24.192. That car starting sounded like thunder. I'm jealous. The one thing that keeps this thing from being a 2019 best of show is the lack of Bluetooth. Because here's the Q5, not the Q5S. That's supposed to be coming to me, and it's going to have the amp module. It's going to be interchangeable with THX, and it should be the end game for portable. But I don't have that yet, so we're going to put that to the side. The THX here, the monolith, just like this, is just a DAC amp. USB micro, no C yet. Power USB. Line or optical in, so I can optical into this to test it. 3.5mm out, which is why I have this permanently affixed to it, so I can just swap in and out larger headphones that only come with 1/4 inch. This actually has those cool DSPs. There's no cool DSPs in this except for a bass boost. My biggest complaint, not having Bluetooth built in, but they still advertise this thing. Now I bought this for my old one, and it works on the new one. And this just goes like this. Boom. Now this unit, as far as I know, is only available in silver. And this unit, as far as I know, is only available in black. So you have to mismatch it like that, which I guess is not a huge issue. My issue is this particular one, mine, the one I have problems with it. Mostly, nothing sound-wise. They claim Bluetooth 5.0, they claim all these things, and this isn't an analog input for this. In other words, a DAC isn't in this. It's a Bluetooth receiver that uses the coaxial digital output, so it keeps it digital until it feeds it into your $260 DAC, uses the DAC in here to decode. And then this is just a dead plug to mount it. So it's a brilliant concept, and I'm glad they went with it, but it does give you the chunkiest of chunky things. Like, it's chunky. I'm in a leather case, and this is still wider than it by about 1/4 inch. Well, 3/16 of an inch. And longer by the length of the unit. So this is a brick. You kill someone with this. You're in a fight, you just be like, I'm just listening to music. Dead. So, I wish it had Bluetooth built in. Sad. Can you still get this module? Yes, it's $55. I just reordered one because I'm having problems with this one, that if it's like face down, it doesn't receive signal. If my phone is on the other side of my body, I'm not a big guy, but I'm not, it ain't your mama so fat she blocks Bluetooth signals from going across her fat. So I don't know why it does that. And what I've learned about the battery, which is interesting, and I'll go to that in a second. Hi, Yoko. Hold on, Yoko, baby. Here, let me go 1,000 milliwatts of power, 32 ohms load. Here, battery. You ready for this? Let's unplug this. Keep in mind, this also charges separately. You have to charge this, and this is a separate unit. Then you have to pull it off if you want to charge this, or use anything else. So you can't use Bluetooth in and have the analog output from it, so it's just a thing. It's a thing. The inputs on this, if you use it for USB and if you use it on your desk, or if you go and they, here's the stuff it provides. I'm getting off track, but that's fine. Comes with not one, but 2 jumpers. One that goes USB-C to USB micro, and one that goes USB-C to USB-C. So, you can take a portable player like this. This is my little, what are you, the M6? I think you're the M6. And you could just go bloop doot doot doot, and then you can go bloop doot doot. You have to say that, by the way. You can't just plug it in. You have to go bloop doot doot doot. Boom. Now I have fucking that. That's happening, and you can go to FIO Music, and I haven't actually tested this because this was dying and I wanted to charge it. But it comes with the ability to hook it up to, that's almost every old player and modern players. Let's see if this is working. We're set to optical. I'm going to set it to USB. Do I have to raise the volume on this? Oh, yes, I do. All the way, please. So now this little baby that has its own SD cards and everything, you could just go blue tack it. I have some blue gray tack here. Stick it on there and you have the most bulky, badass, goddamn portable player on the face of the earth. Or, if you don't want to do this with your phone, ideally it would be your phone. And it does come with some very strange accessories for that. It comes with a 1/4-inch adapter, by the way, in case you want one. It comes with a USB-C charging cable. Comes with not 4, but, and I have to put this down so I can go like 10 rubber feet. That's this many. And I don't know if they're planning you to lose them, but there's 6 here and 4 there. That's a lot. Does it come with? Wait a second. Hold on. I'm lying to you. Did I lie to you? No, I didn't. It comes with 10. I thought it was more than that. I'd be like, what the fuck? So if you wanted to mount it on your desk or use it between you and your phone, you do get an exorbitant amount of rubber feet. And then little reset pushers. And this thing, which, hold on, I'll lower that. I don't know where Xduoo gets this, but this is like this shit used to play with in school. Like, look. Ugh. It's like that stuff that used to stick onto the walls and then climb down. Like this. What are you doing, Xduoo? What is the point of this? Am I supposed to put this against my phone? Like, I'm afraid to. It feels horrifying. But I guess that would, if you have such a giant unit and you want to make it touch your phone without scratching it or moving around, basically they give you a big gooey sheet and you go boom, boom, done. No cock rings. No cock rings. We're cock ring free. All right, I'm going to unplug the little player and I'm going to show you what I'm planning on doing with it. This is the best Bluetooth receiver money can buy. The ES100 from Ear Studio, from Radson. And I've reviewed it a million times. Got a little balanced output, play, pause, next track, all these nice things. Oh, by the way, this has play, pause, next track, all these nice things on it. But, sorry I've had that background hidden for a long time. I'm trying to get to it. If you use this unit, USB in, 13 hours. 13 hours. If you use it SPDIF-in, fiber optic or coaxial digital, 21 hours. That's a significant gain of battery life. If you use the unit with no DAC as just an auxiliary input, 40 hours. That's 3.5 times as long as USB in. 40 hours. 40. That's 40 hours at a 1 watt. I'm assuming they're talking about 1 watt. Maybe they're not talking about 1 watt. But to go from 13 to 21 to 40 based on the input, I've never seen a unit do that. So what I would do if I was using this, and I'm gonna be, is I'd take the Ear Studio 100, which I love. I have these little adapters that JDS Labs sells. Look how small they are. Little 3.5. And I'm just gonna go with a little bit of gray tack on the bottom. I'm gonna go whoopsie doots. Then I'm gonna plug this into the auxiliary. And then I have the best Bluetooth receiver I can get with all that fancy EQ shit that the goddamn app can do. And it's gonna feed a very clean signal. Maybe not as clean. Here's the deal. It's not going to be as clean as having the coaxial signal of this go into this unit and have this unit's DAC decode it. But it's going to be close. And now I have the ultimate in streamlined bullshit. Because that'll stay forever because gray tack. This little jumper is perfect. Turn that on. It charges on its own. It's good for several dozen hours. Now you know this unit will do 40 hours of on. So, I mean, love that Cull sticker. Don't you love Cull? That's a clothing brand. I put weird stickers on things because why not? My car has audio stickers on it to confuse people. So now, I'm not going to go and pair this or anything. I'm just saying that's a great example of what I'd probably do. I mean, it's going to stick out in your pocket, but if you're just like dicking... It's so big already. What's the difference? I'm going to buy another one of these. In fact, I've ordered it already. I'm hoping it doesn't have the same distance problems, because other people I've talked to in my patronage chat have this. They say it's good for 30, 40 feet in a straight line, and no one's had a problem around themselves. So I think it's just me. I must have something built into my bone structure that blocks all Bluetooth signals, or that's just a failed unit. But I would still consider this, because think of the power the Ear Studio 100 would unlock with an amp this powerful. Let's unplug my Neumanns now. My Neumanns have had a good chime in the sun. Let's lower the gain. The gain is already down to the lowest. I had it on medium, but again, like I said, the medium and the low are just so close. I want to plug signal back in, so we're going to go here. Optical. It says USB in, which we are not currently doing USB in. We need to change the input auxiliary in, which would be for that. Coaxial, which is not set up. Optical, boom. Now these are very sensitive headphones. They're 35 ohm. So I don't need to add boost, which is to thrust more signal. But they do need a little bit of a bass boost. And the only problem I have is I'm currently... Did I smash input? Hold on. I grabbed it by the input. That might be the only problem I have, is that when you grab it, when you go to pick it up, those buttons are not as recessed as they used to be. These buttons were like in there. You had to fit, they're round, and you had to get in there and click them. And these sort of stick out and have their own little space. So you got to be careful when you pick it up, because I just switched inputs and you got to cycle all the way through it. In fact, I still haven't cycled through it properly. There you go. So you won't accidentally shut it off, because when you get to the bottom of the range, it stops. You have to actively twist it off. Let's twist it back on. I haven't charged this thing for this review in like 3 days. Like I haven't had it die yet, because I've been using it either fiber optic or with the Bluetooth adapter, which means 21 hours. And if I use this thing, it'd be 40 hours for infinite. I can go, so here's, what's that, 9 o'clock? No audio. Then again, the song might also be ending. Let's go to a louder song. Hold on. Hold. Space Dandy. Perfect. Lick Tonight. I have no idea. That's no sound. That's pretty good. I'm dying. And that's on low gain. From no sound to pretty good to I've died. Like straight up is like, there's like, when you go from 11 to 12, it's like, oh shit. If I put this on high gain, I will probably regret it, but let's see. Still no sound. All right, now here is off, here is good. There is ah. So be very careful where your gain switches. The switches stick out a little bit more than they did on this one, but it's fine, because they're pretty, you're not going to smash into them too much unless you're reaching into your pocket or your bag or fiddling with them. I use these headphones to listen for noise and hiss. I should have a set of Andromedas, because those are the most sensitive IEMs. And everyone's like, oh man, I plugged it into my vintage turntable slash thing and all I hear is hissing. Well, no shit. So now let's stop playing around. High gain, thrust on, bass off, Argons, Mod House Argons, T50 mods. Guarantee you sounds better on this than anything else I plugged it into. Portable. That's noon. Noon on high gain, which I just showed you that noon on low gain nearly blew those up. These need all of that power. And if I find a real... Oh, the bass kick finally sounds correct. I keep that Emotiva Bass X around. I brought this to Rocky Mountain in my own personal luggage because I wanted people to understand T50 mods, Argon mods need 8 watts a channel. And this 1 watt a channel is doing damn fine work making these move. Could it be better with 8 watts? Sure. But I don't think I've listened to Argon's portable, and this is portable, better than this. Oh. This is from the Rock and Roller soundtrack, by the way. It's a flash in the pan, waiting for a train. And it's not even that loud. It's not even a loud track. It's like still low. I hit some songs on this before where I was like, oh, oh. I might permanently hook my argons up to this and just walk around with them. Just didn't need to be in the wall anymore. Because I have the XD-05 Plus. And I'll do that with Bluetooth. And I'll set this up. And I can EQ it. And This thing is spectacular at powering headphones. Which is all you want. I'm assuming that's all you want. So here we go. Let's plug. Oh, I have to unplug this. Which the input becomes an output when it's not being used as an input. That makes sense? Great. Plug in there. The volume knob does not affect the output. It's not a pre-out, it's a line out. The DAC is just being used. It's going in and out. I'm not hooked up to power. You can just hook this up to USB-C. I have one over here and just charge it. You could use this, I swear to you, you could use this on your desk as a desktop amp. If you're one of those people who loves minimalism. I love minimalism. If a JDS Labs Atom and then another DAC somewhere else seems like way too much hassle. This is enough amp and DAC for a full-fledged audiophile desktop setup. And then you can 3.5mm out to a very small amplifier. Probably the topping PA3 would be the one I'd go with. I'll link to that. It's also silver, is with one little knob, and this will be my headphone amp and DAC. And then I feed this across with a little, actually does that have, that has RCAs. You'd still need a short RCA. Then you have that speaker amp, and then you could have little speakers come up, and you could have RB42s, and you have a perfect fucking desk setup. I don't get excited often because I've seen so many things that I want that. I wish I didn't have this job every once in a while. I don't want to stop doing it. But you realize that with all of this, I never can actually make a desk. Like, there's my desk. Where are my speakers? Shoved behind the monitor. Because I don't have room for it. Because I got to have all this other shit that I'm testing and evaluating. I have to work. I don't get to have, like, cool setups like Joshua Valor does. Those, like review my setup. I don't have a setup. My shit is fluid. Everything is moving and changing and up and down. Every week there's something new. And if I had to just pick a small, perfect little, maybe I had a laptop, it would be a topping PA3 with this on top of it, plugged in, powered to this, little jumper out to the PA3, and some mica speakers, and it would just be glorious. Anyway, onto this. Once again, the Ion Forge crazy Australian-made headphone stand. It's expensive. It ain't a phone block. But if you want it to look good and be color-coded and you could change the things, what did I stop? Yeah. This right now is me checking the DAC in this on an $800 amp through $3,000 headphones to tell you the DAC is... We haven't gotten to the best part. Well, it's not even the best part. We've already got to the best part. The best part's probably the fact that it pushes argons and that it's only $260 and it's a great fucking amp DAC. It's a long one. I could tell it's long. And I just want to keep talking about it. And you know what? This is E-Reviews. I'll fucking talk till my battery dies. Here's the one thing I didn't talk about it when I discussed this, but I'm going to discuss it now. This has interchangeable op amps. I was wondering, I looked in the box when I got it, and it comes with these fucking 5 screws. Why are there 5 random screws just tossed in the box? And that's because if we go down, giggity, we go past the things, we go past the multiple audio ins, we go past the dual crystal oscillators, the professional hi-fi supply system, you get to the dual interchangeable op amps. Replaced by yourself, no soldering needed, different chips, different sound quality, meet your personal preference. So here's the deal. Op amps are the operational amplifiers, the things that actually determine how the signal is amplified. And this is a $260 unit. It's not a $500 unit, not a $1,000 unit, it's $260. So when they bought the op amps, they probably bought $3 op amps. $2 op amps, maybe $1. I don't know, they bought them in bulk. I bought these on Massdrop. These are the Burson Supreme Sound Gold Standard Op Amp. Pinkies up. And I could put these in here. I haven't done it yet because the only fucking set of star heads, and it's a star head that I have, goes, what is it, T9, T8, T6, and T5. And I'm pretty sure it's a fucking T7 because T6 spins. So I don't have the tool. I have all these tools. I got infinite tools. I don't have the right tool to take the front of this off. You take the front of it off, that's wallpapers. Those are not happening yet. Those are upcoming. You just take off the 4 screws, and they think you're going to lose them, so they give you 5 extra screws. And you could just pop the little op amp in the boom, and it completely changes the way it amplifies signal. Now, this sounds so good already, I may never do that. But I bought these just because I'm Zeus and I just need op amps lying around. I need everything lying around. I need wires, I need fucking speakers, I need... As a YouTuber, as an audio YouTuber, I just need piles of things that I might need in the future, and this was one of those things. And I would have loved to install them right before this review and then given you like a thing, or maybe install them during the review, paused, and then assessed. But I can't, because I don't have the fucking tool. But you can do that. People love to swap tubes, and some people love to swap op amps. And if I can put these in here and somehow improve the way this sounds, because I don't hate the way it sounds, blatantly, that's just add another checkbox to why the fucking XD-05 Plus is the greatest fucking thing. The Bluetooth thing is the only thing that's really holding it back. If this had built-in Bluetooth 5, and one of the sides was plastic, and I didn't have to deal with fucking expansion modules or blue tacking things to the top of it, this would be the grand winner of 2019, and we're only in September. We are in September, right? I think so. Of course, the DAC output into this is just perfect. And then if you could up the op amps to make the amp quality a little better, because you could spend the money separately on the... and I love the 1/4 inch. I just love the fact that it's a 1/4 inch. It shows that they know you're gonna break a fucking 3.5 millimeter. Please, Xduoo, you're probably not watching this, and if you are, you don't fucking know what I'm talking about. Make an XD-06 this size. I don't care, that's fine. You want to make it a little bit flatter, like thinner, and make it 4.4 Pentacon for balance, and then include a weird 4.4 to 3.5 millimeter adapter that it knows when you plug it in, because you can't plug unbalanced headphones into a balanced amp. That doesn't work. You need to have it wired separately, and maybe they could do that. Maybe they could put the screen on top. I love them. Xduoo has never let me down. I have the little portable player over there somewhere. Other than the software being a little outdated, it sounded great. Good functionality, well built. I have the Xduoo tube amp. Well, I don't have it. DMS still has it. And he has my 909s. But that combo is fucking fantastic. I love Xduoo. I want Xduoo stickers and logos. I don't know about this new X thing. I've covered it. Ugh. I don't know how that's doing. It looks like a teepee. Toilet? Looks like some sort of weird symbol. Quality, power, well built, lots of functionality, lots of features. Just slightly lacking some Bluetooth. I'm glad it's USB-C. Thank you. I was so tired of yelling at companies to make things USB-C. I think we're at 2019, 2020. We won't have to worry about that anymore. Because like this is like, why are you USB mini or micro? Why? Why are you USB micro? I think the new one is C. But it's just like, it's so close to perfection. And I love it. I gave it that wall. I gave it the Yoko wallpaper. You should know from that's how you judge it. There's people who've mentioned this. Oh, I saw the wallpaper. I knew Zeus was going to love this. And I do. I do love this. And I'm going to plug it in USB to this, which will kill the battery immediately. Or I plug it into this, which gives me 40 hours instead of 13. Or I could plug it into this again and just never put it in my pocket. Or I could leave it like this on my computer. I was using it on my main computer rig because I haven't hooked up my 789 since Rocky Mountain. I had this, and I just using this for headphones on my desk. Little fucking optical splitter, boom. I didn't need anything else. I'm doing mixing, mastering, all that shit on here. This thing is great. Fucking great. And if you made it through this 40-minute video, you should at least consider it as your desk amp. Not even fucking portable. Desk amp. Desk amp. You could put it vertical and slide it in between like a gap in some books, and no one would ever see it, and it would sound amazing. And it powers argons. So it's just like, where are we going from here? Let's lower that. Tool. Tool is not well recorded. But Made in Abyss is. I'm officially giving this a recommendation if you have argons, T50s, T20s. This. You want to do separates? Fine. But this is getting recommended. I'm done for today. Download that wallpaper in the description. If you want to download every wallpaper, patrons of $2 and higher have that. $5 tier gets you every one of these reviews early, between days and weeks, depending. I'm just going to listen to this song now. You have to give me this song while I'm typing. $10 tier gets you a private Telegram chat, where everyone tonight will know how amazing this is, because they don't have to wait for the review. I just literally bring up my phone and tell them with my voice. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for the company that sent this out. I'll have a link to their website. It's not Amazon, but I will also link to Amazon, or maybe I'll just link it way at the bottom. Because they sent this in. And it doesn't matter who sends it in. It's fucking great. I've missed my argons. Argon's one of those headphones that you know you have to sit at your desk to use, and now I don't fucking have to. Ha 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 ha! Yee. Even with that, I couldn't do that. Alright, everyone. Tomorrow, normal, shorter video. Maybe shorter, maybe longer. I don't know. If you made it this far, hi. What the hell are you doing? Tomorrow.